We interrupt this regular scheduled music that's supposed to be playing for someone that can maybe be. Is there an engineer out there that's listening to us? But now, for your listening pleasure, straight out of Milwaukee, the least talked about podcast in Wisconsin, Hypocritical, your outlet to let us praise or vent on all things that in the end really just don't matter. With your host, Al3xaMKE and Al3xaMKE. Take it away, please.
Hey, everybody out there in Milwaukee land. How are you doing? How was your weekend, Dave?
Oh, I had a good weekend. Yes, I did. It was, again, a fun one, long one. I did a rummage sale I didn't throw in there. Bought a nice drill for $5. Works, electric cordless drill. What do you need for that? $5. How do you say? What are you gonna do with that? I give you $250. I mean, it's $5. It's a cordless drill. It's a Black & Decker. It works. Sold. Took it home with me.
You are an exciting man. You are
and then,
exciting man.
I want to dicker more. It's kind of like when you're watching a Monty Python movie. Well, how much you need for the mask? 5 pence. And he goes, okay, well here you go. No, you got a dicker. Hold on, you got a dicker. No, I'll give you the 5 cents. No, that's a nice mask. You gotta say, all right, it's a nice mask. I'll give you 3. Well, how about 4? It's like I can't. At $5, you got to move on.
There you go.
Here's your $5. Let's go. And then at night, I went to the Rocky Horror as well. So,
cool.
Are you ready for me to tell you all about that?
Tell us about Rocky Horror.
All right. Well, first of all, I was a V. If you know what do you think that stands for?
What do I think that stands for?
Yes. What do you think a V stands for when you go somewhere for the first time?
You are a virgin.
I'm a virgin. I'm a virgin. I'm a virgin. Sacrifice the virgin. Yes. All right. So, but I did do a little research. I know all about Rocky Horror. When I was in college once, I went to one of the reunion, and a guy was shouting stuff.
You never went, like when it was out?
No. I mean, like I said, at college, they gave me one time. I went down there figuring, hey, this is going to be great. I brought a newspaper with me. It's the only thing I really knew about. And there was a guy shouting, a couple of people shouting, and people were going like, shh. They were like trying to watch the movie. And I was like, no, it's not about the
wrong crowd.
Exactly. So fast forward another 25, 30 years, whatever it's been since then. And I get to go to a midnight showing at the end Oriental. So I packed up my Rocky Horror
prop kit.
Yes, you bet.
That's awesome.
All right. So here's a couple things you got to do. At the beginning, there is the wedding. All right. And we forgot rice. So you throw rice at the wedding. All right. People are throwing rice, so you throw rice at the wedding. All right. Then comes the rainstorm that everybody knows about, and that's where you put your on your head your paved newspaper, and then there are other people and yourself. You squirt with the squirt water, stuff to make rain. All right. Then after that, there's a light on. There's a song, so you just put your phone up for a light. I downloaded the Bic, of course, to my Bic app and threw that up. The Bic there. Oh yeah, and it flips. You just go like this, and it opens, and then you touch it, and it lights, and it actually turns. The flame turns up wherever you turn it. So yeah, it's a nice one. And then after the creation speak, Frank, when you see him.
Oh yes, Frank-N-Furter,
he wears his pink gloves. I got the right color too, pink gloves, and you got to snap those. And the more people that do that, the better that is. Now, at the end of all that, there is noisemakers. At the end of all that, the other Transylvanians are all around and everything like that around. So you got noisemakers that you're working on as there. And then I threw my confetti, but I had confetti as well. You throw that during when Frank and Rocky, the newly created Rocky, head to the bedroom. And then all of a sudden there is the time when they have Dr. Scott coming, and he's traveling in his wheelchair. He busts through the wall, and he turns and he goes, "Great Scott!" And that's when the toilet paper comes out. Scott toilet paper, Scott. So that's right. So that's toilet paper. I brought crepe paper. Then at the dinner, they mentioned a toast. You're supposed to throw toast. I didn't bring toast. I thought there's probably already enough mice in the Oriental Theater. I really didn't want to feed them that much more. And then at the dinner he does, because it's a party. He wears a party hat, so you have to wear a party hat.
Okay, you have to wear that for the rest of the podcast now.
Yes, I feel like I should be bibbly boppity boo, And
yes.
Where's my
no,
broom?
Put it back on.
Tune in Tokyo. All right, and then there's a Janet Schmadt song. There's a bell, so you do the bell. All right. Then there's they have Frank saying cards for sorrow, so you throw playing cards out. All right. And then the big part again is that the audience participation. There's many different things that get shouted out during this, and a couple of the biggest ones are every time you see Brad Majors, or they say Brad Majors, you yell asshole. And whenever Janet, who is Susan Sarandon, shows up, we always hear people go slut when she shows up. Plus, there's a lot of give and take, people yelling back to the audience and stuff like that. So it was a great time. There was a troop of people that go there. They perform the movie as it's going on, so you see the movie behind them, and you see the people up and down the aisle in front doing a lot of the props and the whole thing in front. So it was a lot of fun. I would certainly recommend anybody. I think they're doing another one in October. Certainly go and check it out.
Well, and Rocky Horror, for millennials who may not be familiar with it, again, they are going to do a remake. It'll be really interesting to see whether they do all of that during the remake, because that was the experience of Rocky Horror, was the audience participation. So that sounds like you had a really good time.
It was a fantastic time. It really
awesome. Was. We didn't have as great a time. My husband did some car repairs, and then we watched the Packer game, and we bit our nails until the dirty end. And
I know. How many timeouts could we give the other team? I mean, you guys need a timeout? It's fourth and something. Can we give you a timeout so you can figure this out a little bit better? Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But, I actually do have something really cool planned for tomorrow. I have not. I am a huge motorcycle enthusiast, former road racer, blah, blah, blah. You've heard it all before. I've never been to the Harley-Davidson Museum. Never.
Nope, still not yet either as well.
I have not been. And I actually know a bigwig at Harley who is going to give my family, my husband, myself, my daughter and her husband, a backstage tour of the Harley Museum tomorrow evening. So I will have a full report on that. I'm so excited. I think they've got the flat track racing exhibition up going on.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that before. Yep, that's
so
right.
I'm really excited about that. So we're gonna just enjoy the crap out of that, because I am such a
gearhead.
Yeah, I'm a gearhead. I'm a motorcycle person. And then this weekend we have Open Doors Milwaukee going on.
Yep.
Which are you planning on going to do any of that?
Yeah, I'm still trying to get to see if I can get into the rave one. My dad's birthday is coming up, and I might be visiting him with my sister might be visiting, so might go up this Sunday. So I won't be able to make it, but boy, I would love to. Yes, I really would.
Yeah,
if I could do the rave
some
one.
of the ones that I was looking at that looked really cool is a place called Waste Cap, and apparently what they do is they do a lot of architectural recycling, which sounded really cool to me. The Railway Exchange building is supposed to be really, really beautiful. Of course, the theaters like the Milwaukee Theater and the Majeska Theater are going to be open, and then also the III Shrine, which you always drive by that and you go, oh my God, I wonder what it looks like inside. Because Shriner. So I would love to see the inside of that. So
yes, anybody that's been in there though can't tell you they've seen it, right? Isn't that one of those Illuminati thing, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. So apparently, if I talk on the podcast and talk about it, they're gonna have to kill me. So next week I'll be on the podcast.
I'm not hearing anything. I didn't hear anything.
La 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 la
la earmuffs.
Yep. So yeah, we're gonna be talking still about cord cutting. So I had a little bit of cord cutting news, which was interesting. Netflix has gone to the FCC, and they are talking about eliminating data caps. Netflix is arguing that 300 gigabytes per month is required just to meet the internet television needs of the average American.
Well, what do you think of that? What's your note? Yeah, is that if someone said, hey, what does the average people, now again, what is average? Mom, dad, 2 kids?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're talking about the nuclear family, I guess, but then also, because you are connecting so many things up, and they're not just talking about, TV. I mean, you stream games and you're streaming, music and other, content. And, even like this takes up your data.
But that's still like 300 hours. Isn't that like 300 hours of streaming?
Not necessarily, because HD is going to take up more content than, say, like this podcast isn't going to take up a whole lot if you're watching it. But if you're watching, The Hobbit in HD, you're gonna be taking up some data. And data caps are kind of an artificial thing. Remember when we had
Speed
AOL,
is.
and they would
Speed
send
is.
all those discs, and you'd stick them in,
Yeah.
and you'd get 500 free hours.
It's all, but we all know it all is. I mean, there are certain places you can't get faster speeds, but anytime you can get the faster speed, there's nothing different about the slower and the faster speeds. They just want the more money.
It's not about
The
the
money.
speed. This is about your
This is
gigabit.
cap. No, I understand this is a cap, but they're both sides. They're trying to make you pay for a speed, and they're trying to make you pay for a cap. They're getting you on both sides of it. And leave it to Netflix. First of all, they were one of the ones that jumped in on the, hey, don't throttle our stuff back, because we're not paying, more or whatever.
Well,
and now they're going after this.
That falls under net neutrality, and that's a completely different argument. So we're not going to talk about that because that one's kind of complex. But yeah, I mean, the data limits, I think we have to eliminate data limits. I think, it's kind of like long distance calling. Remember, they used to charge you per minute for long distance. And now, hey, you get unlimited long distance because it doesn't cost them anymore. You're using the service. It's like, it doesn't really cost them.
It's not like the big water tower full of internet is all of a sudden gonna, it's getting low. We better get people out of there.
Exactly.
Put some more in there.
The infrastructure's in place. Everything's in place, and it doesn't matter whether I use 20 gigabytes or 20 gigabits a month, or whether I use 450. It really doesn't matter. And they're trying to monetize your usage, and I think that's it's a little bit disingenuous. What did I hear about the speed? I think it just came up, like NASA has like 91 gigs per second or something like that, speed or something like that. Could that be right? I don't know. All I know is that last year the FCC upped broadband is not considered broadband unless you have 24 megabits per second or faster. I think it is. Maybe it's gigabits. I'd have to look that up. But
some of the places are going 50, 100. Nobody really needs the speed anymore. I just need it cheaper, right?
No, you do need the speed. If you're gaming, you need the speed because there's a latency, and even when when you have multiple people using your internet, and you're on the wireless, that does create a latency, and then then you get that artifacting or the the glitching when you're watching something. So you don't want it to be in the middle of the movie and then all of a sudden it's like and then it's the big murder scene, and you don't kind of catch it because so you don't get scared because you don't get that
right.
So,
just at that time.
That's part of it too. So I mean, there's a lot. I kind of agree with Netflix on this one, but then I'm going to be a cord cutter, so I'll eliminate those damn data caps already.
Yeah. You need it all, right?
Right. And then I have some bad news. My new chassis for the HTPC will not be until next week, so we'll do the unboxing on that next week. But yeah, I mean, we'll keep covering all the cord cutter news for all the people who want to start doing that, because I think it's going to be the trend rather than the rarity now. But I know that we always cover our internet adventures, which you had something on the internet that you had looked at. Some crazy woman who shared some picture on Snapchat with some body shaming.
Well, first of all, again, it's just the whole thing of you hit send and you don't know who you're sending it to. You're still not making sure, or you send it out thinking that every one of your people is going to like being able have the same idea that you taking a picture of a naked woman in a locker room and saying, I can't unsee this, so you have to as well. I mean, and this is a woman who is actually a Miss whatever. So
go back to the beginning, because this woman, Danny Mathers, I believe it is her name.
yeah, it was right.
Now,
I mean,
who is she?
she is actually she was a Miss. Well, she's a Miss
beauty
queen, a beauty queen, right? Diamonds and tiaras, whatever.
Yeah.
And she was in a locker room and took a picture over her shoulder of a woman changing in the locker room behind her, and then posted it out on Twitter or whatever feed. And if I can't see this, unsee this, you can't either. And it wasn't like okay, enough about the fact that it's. I understand it's bad, it's wrong, and it should be. It's against the law. And it is, and I hope she gets 6 months in jail or goes on a registry for taking pictures without people's knowledge. She needs to do that. Especially a woman who has been in the limelight of this. I'm sure she's gotten trolled all through her career with body shaming and everything like that. How she can do that, to someone else is just beyond me. Now, the real part about all this, and it's not so much that anymore, because everybody can get all wound up about that, and they're good and they should. But here's the real thing that's a tragedy, is that law made us go find this woman so that she could put take out a complaint against her. Can you imagine the embarrassment of having to be this woman and having to get tracked down by the police so that you can be exposed of who you are, where you were the one that got, oh, you're the one that got the picture? Can you now, give a complaint? It's just like, wow, if she wants to step forward, okay, but to track her down, I don't know if I agree with that.
I think they needed to do that because I think it was due diligence. I don't know if were they forcing her to make a statement? I mean, I don't think you can force someone to make a statement. I would certainly
show up at her door. You go, hi, I got a badge. Here's what we're talking about.
I doubt it was like that, but I would definitely want to know if I was in a locker room situation and somebody had taken a picture, because I definitely have thunder thighs and a few rolls myself. I'm not a petite young lady.
Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. This woman maybe never have known this. Never could have made.
I don't know that ignorance is bliss, because what happens when you're, let's say she has a son or something, or another relative who comes up, did you see this? And it'd be like, and now your whole family knows. I would rather have the authorities come up and say, listen, we're tracking this woman down because what she did is wrong and we want you to know about it. Are you willing to press charges? And if that woman said, hell's yeah, I'm going to press charges, I think it needs to be done. The problem with the internet that people don't get is it doesn't go away. It never goes away. It's always somewhere. Goes away. So being your stupid self going, like I can't unsee this. It's like, okay, so what? You can't unsee it. That wasn't for public consumption anyway. So yeah, that woman was wrong. I hope she gets 6 months too, and I hope that all the rest.
Yes, yeah. I mean, again, it needs to happen. That kind of stuff. You need safe places. You need places where you have a reasonability of being safe. And when you can't be safe there, feel safe there. All right, here's your tube. Go walk in this tube and undress, and that's what it's going to come to.
I think that people would understand that locker room is not the place to pull out a phone and videotape or photograph somebody. I mean, if
we'd all be doing it.
If it was a man doing it to a woman, it would be horrible and people would get really upset. And so a woman doing it to another woman, to me, that's 10 times worse, because you should know better.
Yeah, that's my point. This woman has probably been body shamed at points of her life, and for her to turn around and just forget all that, because most of the times I hear about those kind of women, and they've been hit by the trolls. They know when they look so great and people still picking on them, and it means something, unfortunately, to them because they are so shallow, but they're trolled all the time. They should understand that that's not what you're doing. And like you said, we're all beautiful in our own way, You are beautiful.
Okay, no more singing. Well, let's move on. I think we agree on that one for sure. We may take a little bit different viewpoint, but to come to the same, conclusion, yeah, and I think most people would agree too. You just don't do that. That's stupid. People, stupid. Hey, do you have a library card?
No, I don't.
I don't have a library card either, but at one point I had some fines that I had to pay, and they were kind of steep. I had returned the materials, but I didn't pay all my fines, and so, they made me pay the fines before I could use my library card. the Milwaukee Public Library is actually doing a really cool thing. They are doing
Now, hold on. Now, when you went back in after you had all these fines, they didn't like throw you into Gestapo, the Gestapo didn't come. Nothing. There wasn't face recognition. There wasn't a whoop, 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 whoop as you came through the door. Okay, I just want to make sure that haven't gotten to that point. Okay.
No, they didn't have the library police come out and put me in library jail. But really cool thing. They are doing amnesty at all the Milwaukee public libraries. So
That's
if you have
fantastic.
outstanding materials that you don't have, or that maybe you discarded, or you still have them, they would like them returned. If you don't have them, you can fill out some paperwork and they will forgive all of that, and you can get your library privileges back. And that's going to happen at all the Milwaukee public libraries from September 26th through Sunday, October 9th. So I suggest, if you are, love the libraries, which are great resources in Milwaukee, take advantage of that. If you are one of those, Wild West people who didn't return your library.
Amnesty is great. Amnesty is great, man. It's the best time to do something when there's amnesty,
Right,
and pretty much what they're saying is like, listen, if you don't have the books, just come back to us. We're gonna take you back. All right.
Well, their point is they want people to use the resources at the library, and that they're
and not be afraid. Yeah, right, and not be afraid because of that. I like it.
Yeah. So I know you had an interesting thing you wanted to talk about a former Fox anchor who had some sexual harassment happen.
All right. Yeah. Well, again, and I love Fox so much that their news is always so spot on.
I don't know why you're always coming up with these Fox things, but
hey, again, I go where there's easy pickings. I do. You can't lob something in the air at me when I'm playing tennis and ask me to go. Oh, let it go by me this time. All right. No. What it was is, again, there's Roger.
What happened here? What was
Right. Okay. All right. Roger Ellis, who was the head of Fox, more or less, one of the kingpins. All these guys that are way at the top that have been, that probably listened, to the first RKO, knew the dog that, in the RKO thing. They've been around for 60, 80 years. That's how old these guys are. I think they drink the blood of the younger interns just to keep there. That's how they do.
They have so much money, they pay somebody else to yell, "Get off my lawn," because they're all
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, these good old boys club, and again, we've been moving them out of the football industry, the old boys club and the sexual harassment type people. Those have been moving out of sports now. So now it's time to get them out of entertainment, but this is what I mean. What happens is that, again, he got sued sexual harassment. A couple of people, Geraldo actually was one of those that stepped up and said, "Oh, I don't think that's right. And he wasn't that way." And Ben's sister, she's gone now, leaving. Greta is gone. But here's the oh my gosh, where's the justice? Okay, because this is what happens. The guy gets fired for sexual harassment. Not really get fired. He does a retirement, right? Early retirement, right? He leaves with all his money, so he gets to come home. Oh, hi, you're home. Yeah, you're home early, sweetie. Oh yeah, why? I took a forced retirement today. Oh, you did? Oh yeah, they gave me $40 million. So I just thought I might as well just go. Now we got $40 million. We can sit back, sweetie, pay that guy to yell at the kids next door.
Poor guy. He
all
had
right.
to tell his wife he had $40 million.
Yeah, 40. Yeah, and I'm retired now. Boy, now and then she gets $20 million, and an apology. Now, okay, this is a side little note. I'm sorry. Once you get the $20 million, you don't get the apology. Yeah, if the apology is worth that much, then you don't need the money. So, so again, if you get the money, then I don't get to say I apologize because I'm already losing my job, whatever. I'm just saying you should get one or the other, not have to get both. All right, but anyway, so she gets $20 million. That doesn't, I understand. I understand. So that's just a poke. It's a poke. All right, but she gets $20 million. It doesn't come from him. It's the insurance companies again that get to take all that. So where is the justice in all that? Oh, well, now we have a better understanding of the attitude that's at Fox News, and we're going to look to move towards something better and progressive and then see what we can do to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Well, we're talking about Fox News, right? So, you know, at that point,
fair and balanced. Fair and balanced.
Fair and balanced. And at a corporate level, these things happen a lot. A lot of women get, you know, sexually harassed, and we've talked about that a few times. I think when you're talking about those levels, like when you have people who are in the public eye, they have to handle it in a different type of way because, you know, they have to do all the things that PR say and all the things that legal say and then blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, it just annoys me when people do wrong and they get paid to retire to do wrong. But then the people who are, you know, wronged, the victims, you know, they deserve an apology. They deserve to keep their job, and they deserve to have, you know, in this case, a workplace that is safe to work at, you know, regardless of whether they've been paid, you know, punitive damages for, you know, the harassment or whatever kind of mental distress they went through. Because like I said, in the past, I have been harassed too. And it's not fun to go through, and it is distressing, and you do lose sleep, and there are some other things that go with it. And it depends upon the level of the harassment too, you know, what she was due. But at the end of the day, you know, I don't understand why people think this is okay in the workplace. I mean, and I don't understand why corporations want to sweep it under the rug.
Well, because I think some of it, and again, this is the chauvinist in me, you know, probably a little bit, but a lot of it has to do with the fact. Oh, I do. I try not to be a hypocrite. You know, I mean, we all can be pointed to, and I'd love to get pointed out when I am. But you know, when they know that these guys are on their way out, you know, I mean, I think a lot of it just has to, you know, Grandpa, yeah, okay, Grandpa, you know, that he still has the you know, has, you know, Nazi stuff on the wall, or has a little kid out front that still, you know, that has the horse and carriage thing out front, you know, because to him, they've got to just go away. You know, the new group, us, you know, I'm less of a kind of person they are than the people in front of me. My kids are going to be even less, you know, have less worries because the males that are around them are a whole lot different than even I was. But you know, my dad held me more than he held my kids more than he held me, you know, more or less, you know. So we're always moving towards that direction. But I think a lot of times there's just, hey, we'll let him go. It's Grandpa, you know, he'll say those things. You know, don't worry about it. No, you don't think it's none of that?
I don't care what age you are. Not acceptable. Sorry.
I think they want them to fade away.
It's just as creepy getting hit on by like a 17-year-old kid who might be doing something inappropriate, or 37-year-old gentleman, or you know, a 72-year-old crusty old man. It's all creepy if it's not wanted. So
well, see, and that's always the thing, you know, not wanted. You know what I mean? Again, one person that has a relationship with somebody at the office can maybe do that kind of banter, but then all of a sudden, if somebody else does, then it's all of a sudden it's sexual harassment, because I just don't like him as much as that person.
None of that belongs in the office. I don't care. At any workplace, at any professional place, there shouldn't be any kind of banter like that. If you want to take it outside of work, do it all you want. Not at work. Nope, and nope. So we're going to move on.
Agreed.
All right. So I have a little rant that I want to go over, because I read this article in the Business Insider. The title of this article was, "I ate nothing but a vegetarian fast food for a week and discovered a huge problem with the industry." Yeah, and basically what she said is that there's no good options.
No, there isn't for guys. She
limited herself to only fast food restaurants, like actual fast food restaurants, like McDonald's and Taco Bell and places in like Arby's. And it's like, first of all, those are not vegetarian friendly. They're not vegan friendly. They're not any friendly. They're basically garbage hits. Even their healthy options are not healthy. So for anybody to sit there and go, well, I was going to try to go vegetarian. It's like, first of all, it's easy to go vegetarian at those places. All you have to do is eliminate the meat. So that means you have all your breakfast options, which is, you know, pancakes and eggs and everything else like that. You just don't eat the sausage, you know, for breakfast. For lunch, you know, you can have you know, your salads and, you know, without the chicken or whatever. You can have the shakes because those are dairy. You can have the fries. So it's like limiting yourself to just vegetarian, first of all, is stupid. I'm sorry. Try going vegan at those places. You basically walk out with, you know, some bare lettuce. I mean, that's pretty much what you have. But then, you know, to come to the conclusion that it's all unhealthy at the end of the article, it was like, really? You were surprised by this and you're supposed to be a journalist? How about you talk about the health effects of this? And how about you talk about how a lot of, you know, urban areas, this is all that's available to them, and that there's urban, you know, food deserts and, you know, take it a step further. No, it was just like, I ate like this for a while and it was really kind of unhealthy and I felt like crap. Well, I'm sorry, we did that. We did that 100 years ago with super meat.
Right. If you're doing it wrong, you're not going to get the good results. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, it's like, you know, and they're pointing out that vegetarian isn't always healthy either. Well, I can tell you that vegan's not healthy either. I mean, you can eat Skittles. You can eat Oreos. Oreos are accidentally vegan. Eat all the potato chips you want, as long as they're not the ones that have the whey in them, like the sour cream and onion ones.
Right.
You know, you can
they're so good.
Fries
sour cream and onion.
Yeah, and onion rings, and you know, there's veggie burgers out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not
sorry.
I'm not going to be. You just mentioned all the. You know when they give you a drug and they tell you all the things that are going to happen as a side effect. You just told me all the things that are a side effect of veganism, and I loved every side effect of that.
Well, then you should go vegan. Well, you know, and the thing is like I said, we'll do a deep rant one of these times in one of our after hours about vegan versus, you know, the standard American diet, because I know, you know, you eat a standard American diet, you know, and you know, you enjoy the food you eat, and I eat vegan and I enjoy the food I eat, and I'm not somebody who proselytizes to others, you have to do it this way. If somebody comes to me for advice on how to be healthy, I'll tell you how to do it healthy. But you know, you can do vegan everything from the most unhealthy, god awful processed food to all whole food, plant-based stuff. And there's everything in between. And you can do the same thing with the standard American diet. The problem is when you start cutting out the really unhealthy stuff, you pretty much start cutting out all the animal products and all the processed foods, and you end up with a whole food plant-based diet.
Yes. Yeah.
So, you know, but to sit there and go, I eat nothing but vegetarian fast food, and it was not very healthy and not very good. It's like, duh. I mean, most people can figure that out.
Yes. I ate out of a dumpster and it wasn't good for me.
Right? Well, usually when you're eating like chips and soda and all those good vegan, accidentally vegan junk foods, you usually go and you get yourself a movie from Redbox, don't you?
Yes.
So you had something happen with Redbox?
Well, I know we're running a little late, so we'll tease this one. I'll tease this one. I'll tease that one. Yeah. I didn't return it in time, so we'll tease that one. I didn't return it in time, and I had my little customer service call. With that, so we'll tease that one.
In our cord cutting segment, because that's a little bit of cord cutting is going in renting.
Oh, that's just an addition. It sprinkles on top of what I already have. It's not changing. I'm not. Oh no, I don't want the cherry because I'm getting the sprinkles. No, cherry, sprinkles, and where's the whipped cream? You know, so
whipped cream, vegan whipped cream. You make a really good vegan whipped cream, by the way. Come to my house. I will make you a dinner. So,
hey, if it's just whipped cream, I'll take it. Yes.
There you go. You know what? You'll eat anything. I know you will.
Yeah, I'll try everything. Yes, I will.
So we have some cool things happening this week in Milwaukee. We have Milwaukee Film Festivals coming up the 22nd through October 6th. Tickets are $12 at the Oriental. You can go in person, online, or you can get them by phone. Some of the showings sell out quickly because this is actually a very popular thing in Milwaukee. We'll put the link on our Facebook page and check that out because there is some really cool stuff at the Milwaukee Film Festival.
You never know what you're going to get. I actually, a couple years ago, I saw the special on the Mekons, a group that's been around for 30 years, and like you want to talk about indie, there's about this many people that know who they are.
Right, yeah. So you had some fairs you were we're kind of thinking about?
Oh, well, they got, again, we kind of talked about this, and I want to keep this on everybody's mind. There's always Harvest Fests and fairs and everything, and we got to start looking at the haunted houses. I know in the next couple of weeks, those will probably start popping up.
Yeah,
but
start doing the haunted houses.
Right. They've got the Harvest Apple Festival. You can actually make your own scarecrow. And this is just, I just like this. It was at the Friends of Retzel Nature Center. I thought one of the things I thought was kind of cool, it's $5 per carload. So if you remember the old days when we used to go to 44,
movies.
I mean, how many people could you put in a carload, man, back then? I mean, first of all, you got the station wagon that had the seats that way in the back that faced each other. You had the bench seat up front.
A Chrysler, it's as big.
It seats about 20.
Sale.
Come on, bring your $2 money. Yes, but that thing, my dad had one of those. I mean, it's a bench seat. Then it's a whole bench seat in the second row. Then it had the flip-up Country Squire Ford, flip-up seats in the back that you could put 2 people on each side, because somewhere the seat belts were for that there.
This is what is known as a real station wagon.
Yes, that was a 10-seat car, if you think about it now. I mean, that was everybody rides, and of course, you could put more than 10 in there, of course. That was what the seating was. We have seating for 10.
There you go.
All right, so I thought that was kind of fun. The other thing,
happening September 17th, correct?
Sorry, yeah, September 17th. Yep, and on Madison Street in Waukesha.
Awesome.
And then this was kind of fun. The 44th annual Cedarburg Harvest Fest is 17th and 18th too. Big thing there. They had about 80,000 people last year, and this is where they do the big giant pumpkin charity regatta. Where
that is so cool.
Yeah, hollowed out floatable pumpkins. Yes, exactly. So that I thought was a cool thing, worth mentioning. And then there's always the Wisconsin State Fair has their Harvest Fair as well, 23rd to 25th coming up as well. So check on that. Always a good time out there as well.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds good. We've got some good things coming up, and I may hit one of those Harvest festivals coming up, because I enjoy that stuff. I didn't realize that the one in Cedarburg got that many people. That's a lot of people. Yeah. So anyways, we're going to thank our listeners. We have 2 of them, your mom,
Pat, yes,
and my neighbor Pat.
Hi, Pat. Hi, Mom.
Yes. Hi, everybody. So we want to thank them, and I just lost my earpiece. I want to thank them, and we want anybody who's watching to tell 2 people, so they can tell 2 people, and they'll tell 2 people, and we'll get a lot more listeners, and we can start monetizing this thing. And always go to our Facebook page. Dave or I will be posting up all the links to all the cool stuff that's going on. Maybe we'll start sharing some pictures. You can catch me on Twitter. I'm Al3xaMKE. That's Al3xaMKE. And then you can always email us at hip.or.critical@gmail.com. Love to hear your comments. I know we've been getting a few comments on the Facebook page. And anything else you need to add, Dave?
No. Again, I appreciate the world again giving me all this fodder. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, it makes us internet famous. Woo!
Yes. If you take away the 20 looks that we make on each one of them, there's at least 5 or 6 people that have looked at our stuff. So that's great.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Thank you, people.
Yes, thank you, cool people. So everybody, we'd like to say peace out.
High five.
Stay awesome, Milwaukee. High five, and we are out. Bye.